Welcome to Closing the Affordability Gap. Thank you all for showing up. And just so I can know who is who, if you're an agent, if you could put your hand up in the chat. Okay. And if you're a renter, put a hand up. And let's see, any homeowners here? Let's see your hand. Okay. We've got something amazing for each of you today. And while this market's different, I'm here for you. We're going to get through this together. I've been doing this for 17 years now. I've been through similar cycles and I choose to thrive regardless, and I'm going to bring as many buyers, as many sellers and agents with me. Who's ready for some good news and some powerful ways to help a lot of people with their homes? All right, let's go. So we are on the front end of the largest opportunity in real estate. And I sincerely mean this. We, you, us, together, we have the opportunity to make a life-changing difference for people. Are you ready? All right, great, let's go. Well, that huge opportunity is currently our biggest problem. Right. We have a big problem in this industry and very few people are aware of it, and even fewer people are talking about how to solve it. What is this problem? Go ahead and answer in chat. Okay. It's affordability. And this is from the National Association of Realtors. They posted this recently. What do you notice here? So this is housing affordability right here. And the only time affordability was worse was back in 1981. Anyone know what happened to rates in 81? This is what happened to rates. They were over 18%, 18%. And according to the Freddie Mac survey, rates began in the sevens in 1971. They reached over 18% in 1981. Of course, everyone remembers there's about 12 months during the pandemic where they dipped below 3%. And now, we're right back to normal, back in the mid sevens. So the fact that we're in a similar range of affordability with rates that are in the sevens as they were when rates were up in the 18s means that home prices are having a big impact on affordability. I'll say that again. Home prices are also having a big impact on affordability. Let's take a look at home prices. This is the Case-Shiller Index. This goes all the way back to the mid 80s, and you'll see since then, home prices have gone up about 500%. So, what is it that causes home prices to go up? It's supply and demand, right? Baby boomers, they turned 33 back in 1987. And you see how the demand caused by the largest group in the US starting to buy homes, that demand caused home prices to increase. Okay, remember that. And look at this. So home prices are up, rates have risen, and the housing affordability gap, it's almost at its widest in 40 plus years, and it's still growing wider. In fact, it's picked up speed in the last 3 years. And in our nation, we kind of have two different groups of people. We've got on this side, you'll notice homeowners, salaried workers, white collar and remote workers. These are the people that own a home. And if they owned a home over the last 3 years, homeowners saw their equity go up about 30%. Many of them locked in the lowest payments on the largest debt in their life and will be keeping those payments maybe for up to the next 3 decades. So this means more money in their pocket, increased savings. And one other thing that's happened over the past couple of years that's been interesting, if you're on this side, you probably have had the opportunity, if you're living in a housing market where housing became unaffordable, you had the opportunity to move somewhere else and telecommute, move where you can live in an affordable home and keep your job with the higher salary. So the bottom line is here, if you're on this side, you're probably going to be okay. And then on this side, we've got renters. Over the past 3 years, rent has gone up. Credit card payments are going up. Many of the hourly workers, blue collar and service industry over here got their hours cut during the pandemic. Also during what I'm calling the pre-session, it's, kind of the scaling back in anticipation of a recession. And one thing that's different over here on this side of the gap is that if you work in a service industry and you want to have higher wages, you need to live in an area typically with higher housing costs. So if you want to get paid more, you need to live in an area where you're going to pay more for your housing. So this is kind of the big gap that we have here in America. But it's not just that. If we look at that on the next level, it's actually the leading edge of the American wealth gap. It's huge, and both of these sides are moving further apart. So let's look over the course of someone's lifetime. What's the lifetime net worth of a renter? $8,000. Here's what this means for you. You live your entire life. At the end of your life, you have $8,000 left over to give back to your kids so that they can have more opportunities than you did. It's pretty sobering. What's the lifetime net worth of a homeowner? Over here, it's $250,000 that you can give to your kids so they can have more opportunities and a better life. So did you know that the largest age group in the US, it's no longer the baby boomers? Yeah, it's the millennials now. And you know what the average age of millennials is this year? It's 34. And anyone know what the average age is when people normally buy their first home? It's about 33 or 34. So just like in 1987, we have the largest age group. They're starting the time of their life where normally they would be moving across, starting families, starting careers, and begin building wealth. What happens if they never make it to the other side? We're talking about young parents here. We're talking maybe your kids, maybe your grandkids. If we don't make some changes, I believe things will look much different for this next generation. So the stakes have never been higher, and together we play a role. Together, we can be the heroes to solve this affordability gap and to help buyers and sellers bridge that bigger wealth gap in America. Who here remembers the Indiana Jones movie where he's trapped at the edge of that huge chasm? He stands here, he's looking down, there's no way back. He panics. Sean Connery says, "Believe." And he takes a leap of faith, and suddenly the bridge appears, right? That's what it feels like to work in real estate in 2023. Yet there's life on the other side of this bridge. Who here is ready for a leap of faith? Renters, we're going to help you get across this gap so you can get ahead. Homeowners, we're going to show you how you can move up to that home that you truly want and make it affordable for you. And agents, we're going to do this together. We're going to help a lot of renters cross this and get to the other side. We're also going to help a lot of your sellers in the meantime. So let's get strategic now on building this bridge. What does affordability mean? It means that the buyers can afford the payment, right? It doesn't mean they have enough cash to pay for the whole house. It means that they can afford the payment. It's a lender variable. It's what we call in the lending industry debt to income ratio. So who has the key to solve a lender variable? Well, the lender, of course. So this is our market here, and this represents our market. We've got the buyers over here on this side with their needs. They want the lowest payment. We've got the sellers over here with their needs. They want the highest price. And somehow we got to bridge both of these needs. Well, the loan is the bridge. As your lender, I create the bridge with the financing to make it a win for the seller, to make it a win for the buyer. And as agents, the way we work together, I'll construct that bridge. Your role is to help people across. It's to help them understand why it benefits them and how to help them. And this bridge here of affordable financing, it helps make homes affordable for everyone. And when we work together, it's truly a win for everyone. So together, let's look at this. We've got two different groups of people. They both want the same thing, and they're both being kept from it by the same thing. It's by that affordability gap. So let's take a closer look. On this side, we've got renters who want to get their first home. What are some of their challenges? Right. We've got finding a home to buy. There's a shortage of available homes on the market, shortage of affordable homes on the market, which makes it tough. So, we can give them an affordable loan, but they still need a house, right? Where are we going to find those houses? Where are the houses they'd be buying? That's right. They're over here where these people are also stuck. They want a better home too, but it's not affordable for them either. So the houses that existing homeowners normally would be selling are usually $300,000 and up. And that market is a little bit different. There's some different challenges there. Might take a little bit longer to sell. They might have to drop their price. And it's not as affordable for them to move up to their next home. So while these move up buyers, they have challenges selling their home, challenges affording their next home, just like these renters have challenges getting their first home. What if we could create a bridge? Stick with me. What if we could create a bridge that helps the sellers sell and move up, which then creates more affordable homes for those first-time home buyers to buy? Picture, this long line of sellers and buyers. What if we could all just kind of join hands, and by moving together, we can all make it across? That's what we're going to do. So, by linking buyers and sellers through these affordability tools, we can all get across this gap as long as we move together. When a seller can sell and afford to move up, the other buyers can use the same tools to be able to afford and get into their home. This solves the affordability challenge for everyone, and it solves the inventory challenge for the first-time home buyers. And this is how we're all going to get across and come out ahead. Can you feel it? This is what gets me up early in the morning, seeing how many people we can help get across, seeing how many people we can get on this path to wealth and a better life. This literally is the American dream. It's the opportunity to earn a better life for yourself and then turn around and give this same opportunity to those you love. And when I began seeing this big picture, something changed for me. I used to try to just compete for every client's loan or every agent's referrals. And once I saw this, I realized the need, it's bigger than any one of us. And so I'm assembling a tribe that'll set out to solve this together and create more value, more production than any one of us can handle. It's time to just break this market wide open. So if you're a realtor, the potential market right now, it's abundant. We have the largest age group in the US needs what we sell more than ever. But it's going to take better strategies, better communication, and a lot of teamwork. So the market's shifted, the market's shifted. Affordable homes sell, unaffordable homes don't sell. And you need a lender that can use these strategies to make homes affordable for both your buyers and your sellers. And this is important to you because without a lender who can bridge this gap, your listings don't sell, your buyers decide to wait, they may fall into the gap and may never make it across. Yet when you have a lender that can do this, you become that hero. You become like the Indiana Jones that helps your sellers sell in a tough market. Your buyers get a better home than they normally would. And not only that, but you're the one helping them cross this gap, build wealth, and possibly save the future of America. It's a huge deal. And if you don't have a lender that can do this for you and your clients, let's talk. So before we move on, just to recap the big picture, this housing affordability gap, it's a bigger problem than ever before. And renters crossing this affordability gap, it's the number one thing you can do to increase your net worth. Agents closing this gap for your first-time home buyers and your existing homeowners, it's the number one thing you can do to increase your sales. And the good news, we're going to join hands and we'll get everyone across together. So now let's get strategic about how we're going to pull this off. At Cornerstone, we've created some unique home affordability tools. And the goal there is to make homes affordable for everyone. Even if someone doesn't make much money or they're buying in an up and coming area, these affordability tools can give you affordable payments with below market rates. Some of these are just for the first couple of years of getting your house. Some of these last for the whole 3 decades. And this program here, this Dream Start program, it can give you affordable payments by getting rid of the mortgage insurance and lowering the rate in certain areas. And this is basically like getting $35,000 more home for the same monthly payment. What if you could get a super affordable payment for the first year? We even have a program here. It's called the Rate Buster, where we pay the cost for you to get a lower payment for that first year to help you keep your money in your pocket. We want to set you up for success so that you're not house poor. The Rate Buster can help do that for you. What if you need help getting the money for the down payment? If you can make the payment, you just need some help with the down payment. We have over a dozen ways to help you with that. So this is just touching the surface. We have so many of these unique programs. Sometimes it's hard for me to keep them all straight, but we're going to make this simple for you. So if you're a renter and you'd like to see if you can get home, please reach out. There's probably a program to help you do what you want to do. Now let's talk about helping homeowners, helping people that are stuck in a home that doesn't fit them anymore. So do rates matter to homeowners leaving behind a 3% mortgage? Absolutely. Normally the way it works, as someone's family and their career grows, over time, the house that once was perfect at some point no longer fits. And I read a statistic the other day that I think 50% of the people that bought homes during the pandemic now regret that purchase. I don't think I was the only one that made a late night purchase during the pandemic that I later regretted. People have done that with their homes. And some of these people, they feel like they're stuck in homes that no longer fit them because that stretch to a new home would cost too much. So what if we could make homes affordable for homeowners too? What if we could help people on this side of the gap? What if these affordability tools could help them make 400% more money on their sale so they can pay off debts and buy a better home for their family? They can afford to move up. And just as importantly, they are now creating affordable inventory that other people can buy. This is just another way that we win together. So how do we do this? It's called a seller rate subsidy. Today, we're going to talk through the seller rate subsidies, how they work, who they benefit. And remember this fact, $1 used to lower the buyer's rate, it does the same thing as giving $4, sometimes even $8 to lower the buyer's price. I'll say that again. $1 used strategically to lower the buyer's rate does the same thing as $4 or even $8 used to lower the buyer's price. So when we're building this affordability bridge, lowering the rate can do 400% more good than just lowering the price. So let's look at this. We've got a $500,000 listing, list price, market rate. What if the seller decides to incentivize a buyer by lowering their price $12,000? Well, that's going to save a potential buyer $95 per month. Would that get you to spend $500,000? Probably not. Now let's look at what happens when that same seller applies $12,000 of their equity to lower a potential buyer's rate. With a $12,000 seller rate subsidy, now the buyer is saving over $800 per month. Does that begin to make a difference? Absolutely. So when we look at this, should we lower the price or the rate? We see that lowering the rate will save them over $800 a month, whereas that same amount used to lower the price saves a buyer $95 per month. Now let's look at this from a seller perspective. What would a seller need to do to match the amount of benefit that we can do with this seller rate subsidy? Well, to match what we can do with $12,000 to a seller rate subsidy, they would need to lower their sale price $102,000. They would need to give up over $100,000 of their equity to do the same thing that we can do with 12 grand. Now, do you see the power of this? It's huge. So this is truly a win-win strategy, this seller rate subsidy. And by doing this together, we all win. Let's take a closer look at what everyone gets here. Well, the buyer actually gets a home, and in this market, just getting a home is a huge win. Buyer crosses that wealth gap. Once again, moving from $8,000 net worth to $250,000. That's a life-changing difference right there. The buyer is going to get $102,000 more home for the same monthly payment. And so think about this. What if your maximum purchase price was $400,000 and there was one home, there was a $500,000 home in a $500,000 neighborhood where your kids could go to $500,000 neighborhood schools and the payment was exactly the same? Would that be valuable to you? Of course. Buyers actually getting an $800 per month lower payment. Buyers getting a rate that's 3% lower. And over time, over the next 5 and 15 years, the seller's gift of $12,000 of equity applied to their rate, it's going to save them $28,000 in interest in 5 years, $57,000 in the first 15 years. So incredible benefits, incredible value for the buyer here. But the biggest one, if you're their agent, they're going to love you. You have helped them get $100,000 more home without changing their monthly payment. It's huge. Here's what the sellers get. The seller is going to net 800% more. If we think back to that last scenario we were just looking at, the seller is netting $90,000 more, 800% more that they can use to pay off their debts, to put down on their next home, to make that purchase affordable for them. The seller avoids what's called a price drop stigma. And so think about this. When you lower your sales price, when you're selling something, does it encourage potential buyers to come in with a high offer or a full offer? Or does it encourage them, incentivize them to think, oh, they're desperate. Let's see how low I can get them to go. It actually encourages them to come in even lower. So we avoid that. And the seller is also able to expand the amount of buyers that can compete to buy their listing. So do you think there's more buyers that are looking for homes, $400,000 homes, that are competing in the $400,000 as compared to the $500,000 price range? Absolutely. What if your home is the only home that all of these buyers, that their maximum purchase price is $400,000? Normally they stop at $400,000, but with your one listing, now they can move up and get a $500,000 home in a $500,000 neighborhood, and their kids attend better schools as well. It's huge. This is going to help your seller's home stand out as the most affordable one in the neighborhood or on the market. But of course, the biggest one here, your seller's going to love you. You help them sell in a challenging market, net 800% more, move up in an affordable way to the home where they really want to get. So this truly is a strategy where, by working together, crafting these financing bridges to help first-time home buyers get across and help existing homeowners sell, create inventory, and get where they want to go, we truly all win together. So thank you so much for joining us today. I truly appreciate each of you. And I've got 2 requests. If you're a renter or a homeowner, if you want a home, if you have a dream to get a home and you'd like us to help you get across your gap, scan this code here on the top. We'll join hands. We'll walk you through it. Agents, if you'd like to join the tribe and do this together, scan the same code. We'll reserve a time to talk. We'll begin using these tools to help all your buyers and sellers get where they want to be. And one more request, realtors, please use the QR code to sign up for future live streams. Our next one will be November the 8th at 11 o'clock, where we'll go into recapturing the revenue. Most agents, when I walk you through this powerful exercise, you'll discover that you're sitting on between $1 to sometimes $7 or $9 million, not just of production, but of revenue that you are missing. So we'll go through this exercise to help you discover it and implement systems to gain that business back. So once again, Will Koenig here, Cornerstone Home Lending. We would love to serve you and help you get across this gap. Reach out to me if you have any questions. Have a great day.